from Yonsei University.
Hi, my name is Carly. I'm from Pennsylvania, which is the east coast of the US, and I've been in Korea for around 2 months now.
Hi, my name is Emily, and I'm from California, Bay Area, and I've also been in Korea for 2 months.
Hi, my name is Katie. I'm from California.
Hi, I'm Faye. I'm from Amsterdam in the Netherlands.
It's a lot of fun.
There's so many things to do. Like you can just walk out to a city and there'll be like performances or like pop-up shops happening.
I love all the cafes.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
definitely one of my favorite parts of Korea.
Yeah, and trying all the matchas at the cafes.
I think each cafes have a unique theme. While cafes in the US, they're more industrialized, or you're not really supposed to go there to like sit. Mostly you just go order a drink and leave because you have work or some other obligation.
In Amsterdam, it's similar in the way you go there to meet and like have a coffee with people, but it's different. Like there's themes and it's like very conceptual. Like it's like a different space that you're in.
I think in the Bay Area, there's not a lot of cafes that are bigger than one story, and so having the 2, 3, 4, 5 story cafes is really interesting.
I think for me, if you lose your credit card, no one's gonna take it. Sometimes people will prop up the credit card so it's easier for you to see. But in other countries, especially in America, if you just leave your bag or any of your belongings, they'll take it. But here you can leave it and no one's gonna touch it. So that was shocking.
I think the subway system, because I never really took public transportation in the Bay Area. It's not that good. But then here you can go anywhere and everywhere. And I literally took the KTX to Busan by myself to meet up with my friends there that had already arrived because I had midterms. And I could not do that in California.
I can relate to that. Yeah, the public transportation system is like really nice here. Like once you get off the bus, like the transfer bus comes right away. I'm also like, as a pedestrian in Korea, a lot more scared here to cross the streets. But I just like realized you have to be a bit aggressive. Like if you time it perfectly, you can walk around the park.
No, you're right.
In Amsterdam, the transportation is decent, like it's well, but I think Seoul definitely has better transportation. It's also a very like car bus focused city, and in Amsterdam it's more like bicycle or walking, which is a bit different. Well, for the Netherlands, it's like one of the flattest countries in the world. There's no mountains. Yeah, for people from the Netherlands, it's definitely very different to see like mountains right next to or in a city, and you could just go on a hike.
I feel like you get the best of both worlds in Korea, because back at home, like when we have like mountains or hills, it's really like covered with neighborhoods and people living there because it's like densely populated. And then I live in California too, so we're a desert and it's like a lot of dry mountains.
It's yellow, like it's yellow.
I feel like prettier here with the trees.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huge.
I think in the US, especially in the East Coast, matcha is seen more of like exotic, so it appeals to people because they're like, whoa, I've never seen something like this before. And it has a very vibrant color. So I think that attracts people more. And I think matcha is so versatile that it's been put into like desserts, skincare, or there's even like a Pokemon that's like matcha themed. So I think because it's so versatile, it can appeal to a lot of different people's tastes.
In the Bay Area, it's a huge trend, and I personally am victim to the trend because I have tried probably over 20 different matcha specialized cafes because to that extent, I got sucked into it. The special thing about the Bay Area, they try to do a lot of different variety of matcha plus lychee or matcha plus creme brulee, and it gets me to try different cafes because there's different flavors.
I would say like before the pandemic, I never really drank matcha. Like it was all about the milk tea. But since coming back, like being in college, like everyone's talking about, oh, have you been to this cafe yet? Or have you tried like that matcha from there? And like they rate the spots that they've tried. And I feel like it's just a fun thing to talk about like amongst your peers. And there's so like many things that you could like sector off to, like, oh, like what temperature do you heat your water to before you mix it with your matcha and stuff like that.
I think in Europe and in the Netherlands for sure it's like very upcoming and big, especially like the drinks, and then now you can buy the whisks so you can make it yourself at home is like also another aspect that makes it easier to like continue making it. And I like it before it was in like bigger chains where they would sell matcha, and then now it's like even small cafes.
I think we saw through COVID where everyone was at home and people were starting to be more health conscious, and matcha provides a lot of health benefits, and it's something that you can make at home. So I think after COVID, a lot of people started making this healthy lifestyle around matcha, and so matcha didn't only become a drink, but it became more of a healthy lifestyle. And so I think people who want to have a healthy lifestyle will drink matcha because of their benefits, and as well as its color. There's no other drink that has such a vibrant and distinct color, and I think social media really like that because it, draws your eyes. So not only at first does it draw your attention, but it also has like health benefits that come to it, which during COVID a lot of people wanted to be more healthy.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also think that there's, at least for me personally, the reason why I got into matcha is because it's a caffeine alternative, because my dad is a huge black coffee drinker, and I don't know how he does it because I tried it once and it was not for me personally. And so after that there's energy drinks, but my family, they're into more organic type of things, and then matcha came up, and becoming a college student, I fear it was necessary to find some type of caffeine. And so that's why I started going to matcha, and I figured out that I actually really like the taste, and then started making it at home too. So I think the caffeine alternative, maybe the segmentation.
Yeah, I agree with both of what they said. Like during the pandemic, when everyone was at home, like cafe drinks at home, such as like the Dalgona coffee, started blowing up, and I think like influencers started making matcha at home as well, so that like made other people want to try it.
Also with like the boom of East Asian culture, like helped bring a lot of like matcha, because it's originated in Japan and Korea, so like kind of was brought over the world also through social media. I think it started with like green tea was shown to be healthy, and then adding milk to it, making it like a latte, is something that I think drew more people to try it because it's not as strong of like green tea on its own.
Popular influencers really wanted to be on the next big thing, and I think that's what matcha provided for them. And I think a bunch of like aesthetics came around matcha, like the performative man aesthetic, like the Pilates matcha aesthetic, just like a healthy lifestyle aesthetic. So I think that's what really like made it boom.
Young girl, maybe a bit rich-ish, because it's expensive to buy matcha in Europe. Like since coming here, I drink a lot more matcha because it's cheap.
How much is it normally?
It's
like per
€5, around $5 or $6.
Wait.
Oh my
Wait, I fear that's low-key cheaper than the average matcha in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
There's a lot more desserts here in Korea that have incorporated matcha. Like in Europe, it's not as much. It's mainly just the drink. And they're starting to, I think, incorporate it in desserts or ice cream, but not as much. Like here, it's like next level. Like matcha in almost everything. So that's definitely different.
Yeah, I think the dessert thing is so true. I think in the Bay, they started doing the 7 different levels of matcha ice cream type thing. But then other than that, I haven't really seen many desserts. I have definitely tried a lot here, and I'm hoping that they bring it some inspo from Korea. I think the crepe cakes, the matcha crepe cakes are so good.
I had
So
matcha tiramisu.
From where?
It was so good. It was
I
in
need to
Busan. Yeah.
Because let me take the cute because I can here. So.
It was so good. But yeah, I would have to agree. I think it shows like the cultural differences, because in America, third spaces isn't as much of a big thing. So cafes, like going to a cafe to like sit, do work, or socialize isn't as big. Usually a lot of people, especially in the East Coast, just go to cafes to like get a drink and then go. So matcha is more just like, a drink like this where you grab and go. Then
Because a lot of matcha cafes in LA, they don't really have a lot of parking. So you gotta get your drink and leave before you get like ticket or
Everything is quicker in Seoul. For example, cafes you can order outside and then they give it to you outside. Like that's not normal in Europe. Like you usually go in and sit, but here it's also normal to just like do takeout.
Wait, I think another thing about Korea is the fact that they have cafes probably every 2 steps. And so you have a lot of variety of options to choose from, whereas in the Bay Area, there's not as many cafes. I think you'd have to drive maybe 10, 15 minutes. And so I think that's really nice about Korea, where there's so many cafes because of the cafe culture here, or cafe hopping, I think is the term.
I don't live in a city. Like, it's a very small area. In order to make matcha, I have to go to the store and buy matcha and make it at home. And if there are cafes that serve matcha, it's usually really expensive because it's imported from Asia. So I think even if people do want matcha, it is kind of expensive based off where I live in a smaller suburban area.
When you step out into the street, there's like whatever you want, you can have it. Like there's Daiso, shopping, restaurants, and like dessert all in the same street. Whereas like back in where I'm from, we go to a restaurant first, we eat, and after we think about where we want to go for dessert, and we like drive to the next place.
Definitely the health benefits. Our generation is more looking out for things that are healthy and also beneficial. So I think matcha is definitely an aspect compared to coffee where it's not as healthy necessarily for you. Then matcha is a good alternative where you get the caffeine boost, but you're still being more healthy.
Because it has a caffeine benefit, like other teas, they might have some caffeine, but it's maybe like 8 milligrams. But like an 8-ounce matcha has around 60 to 80 milligrams, while an 8-ounce coffee has around 95 milligrams. So it is comparable to coffee, and I think that's why it made it really appealing to people who want that alternative that you can't get in other teas.
I think it might also be the actual
Making.
aspect of it, because I said previously that I make matcha at home too, and it's so nice when you have a slow morning and you get to wake up and then make your little matcha, your little avocado toast, plate it nicely, and then the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, like that is the best day ever. The routine, having a routine, because I think humans are very routine people. For that structure, people make coffee or people make matcha. I like the packaging. I haven't seen matcha packaging like this. Yeah. I feel like normally people go like for the green, but I like this. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I've been duped by some cafes because it's either too light in color or it just tastes way too sweet. But I think we were all talking previously before starting, and we were like saying, I really hope this is good. And no joke, this is really good.
Yeah.
Like really, really good. And it doesn't taste too sweet, but also like not too astringent also, so it's good.
The whisk.
The trash.
It looks really nice.
So this is the whisk that they use to make matcha, and you have to put it in warm water for the bamboo to get flexible, and then you use it to whisk your matcha to make sure there's no clumps. And this is a good one. This is a good one. I'm fangirling.
I think US consumers really like the story behind a brand, how the company came about, if the company's sustainable, like what their mission is, if they have any objectives.
I think also price-wise, some of these tins are genuinely this big and they're like $50, $60, $70. In my heart, it's gonna be forever. I think I'm hooked for life on the matcha trend. Last week was it when we were having this conversation also that we think that it might drop a little bit for the people that just want to try it as a trend. But I don't know if you guys have seen the Dubai chocolate. That trend is the longest lasting trend I've ever seen. And I know a lot of other people in cafes have specialized in just Dubai chocolate or specialized in just matcha. And they're still doing really, really well. As long as there's variation in flavors, people keep the hype up.
No, I agree. Because if you think, is there any other alternative? Matcha has the color. It has the health benefits. It already has this aesthetic around it. It already has all these cafes, desserts, makeup brands, cosmetics. Like companies outside adopting matcha, it might go down as a trend, but it seems like a very sustainable drink.
So it has to be a really good matcha.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely gonna stay. A lot of people feel better after they drink matcha, maybe compared to coffee, because I know that there's like the coffee dip after you drink coffee, which I don't hear a lot of people experience with matcha. So I feel like it's definitely a better alternative drink that will stay.
I also read something recently that the demand is too high, so there's not enough supply, and there's only 2 harvest seasons. So I know there's a lot of, like fake matcha that's being spread around too. If there is too much demand and not enough to supply, then you might see like a small dip, but I don't think that will correlate to people enjoying it.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked us talking about the matcha boom and our own experiences from our own countries, leave a comment and a like.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.